Edad, numero lang yan.
At my age, I've only been getting stronger.
You see, I'm built for more. More intensity to stay in shape. More energy for new experiences.
More endurance to reach greater heights. And more passion in doing what I love. These days, I live for more.
Sante Barley.
Mahalagang paalala, ang Santi Barley ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Kuya Kim, ano ba talaga?
Magandang araw sa inyo lahat. Welcome to another episode of Ano Ba Talaga with Kuya Kim. Ito pong podcast na to, we talk about anything under the sun, pero whatever we talk about, dapat merong take away. Dapat after this, natuto kayo, nag-enjoy kayo, natuwa kayo, na-inspire kayo. Ito mga guest natin ngayong araw na to, ito po yung hinahangaan ko itong dalawang to eh. If you notice Kuya Kim dresses a certain way, this is called the Amekaji look. Ano ba itong Amekaji na ito? I wear certain jackets that I use for motorcycling pero meron siyang style. I wear denim that's special. I wear boots of a certain make, a certain style as well. Ano ba ang history nito mga suot kong ito? Hindi lamang ako nagsusuot ng ganito. Dumadami na. It's called the Amekaji movement. What is this Amekaji movement? Amekaji Fashion, Amekaji style. Ang dalawang guest natin ngayon, mga eksperto po ito when it comes to Amekaji clothing. Eddie and Raphael. Guys, magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Hi, kamusta?
Hi,
Good,
okay
good.
naman.
Oh, thank you so much for saying yes to my invitation.
Of course.
My pleasure.
Yun. Ano ba itong Amekaji? Pakipaliwanag nga, Eddie.
Ang Amikaji, as when I started, this was like American casual.
American casual.
From the Japanese, they like American products.
Okay.
Everything from clothing to shoes, footwear, bags, even food, even everything American. Na casual, yeah. Na they adapted. And they had a subculture. Is it called a subculture?
Yeah, pretty much a subculture that came after World War II.
After World War II.
Yeah, so-
Kasi during World War II, the defeat ng Japan, di ba?
Yeah.
It was flattened. And then, nagkaroon ng parang passion ng mga Japanese to imbibe anything that's American. They looked up to the Americans, despite the fact na tinalo sila, di ba?
Yeah.
And fashion was one of them,
Yeah.
di ba? So, how did it start? Rafa?
Originally from, being kind of similar to the Philippines, right? We had like PXs from the American military. And then naturally, those goods would make it out of the American bases.
Tama?
And some of those goods were Levi's jeans, anything American.
Hanes t-shirt.
Yeah, Hanes t-shirts, leather goods that some soldiers would craft themselves.
Yeah. O kaya yung mga vintage military. Yung
Yeah.
yung mga ginamit nila nung gera.
Yeah, what's now
binenta yan for a long time.
surplus,
Surplus.
right? What's
oo.
now surplus.
Yung surplus sa Baguio, sa palengke. Dami niyan
Yeah.
dati. Oh.
So it was the same for Japan that started in the Yokosuka base.
Okay.
The stuff from there made it out to Tokyo, and then what the people know today as Ueno was like a almost like a black market for these
Ueno.
things. Yeah,
Ito yung Ueno District.
yeah. And that's why the Sukajan is called the Sukajan from Yokosuka.
Oh,
Yeah, like-
suka dyan, ito yung souvenir jacket.
Yeah, the souvenir jacket. Yeah, and post-war, during occupied Japan, when the Americans were still running the economy of Japan to like help boost it after the war, most of the youth started to want to dress like
Americans
Americans.
that they see.
Yeah, they'd call them Yankees, right? So
Kasi yung mga Amerikano nasa base na.
yes,
At nakikita nila pagka off time o pag off duty yung mga Amerikano, they dress a certain way.
Yes.
So kinokopya ngayon ng mga Hapon. Late 1940s at early 1950s.
Yes, correct.
Okay? Tapos
yeah, and then so people would get their hands on surplus PX goods, like again, like denim, clothing, whatever it could. It might even be some old watches and whatnot. And then the Japanese youth started to collect these things. And then eventually, as with anything that gets collected, they get cataloged, they get studied, and then they become rare.
Oo nga.
Yeah.
Pero teka muna, dito sa Pilipinas nangyari yan eh. Nagsuot tayo ng mga bagay na Amerikano.
Yeah.
Pero bakit yung doon sa Japan, naging worldwide ang craze? Kinalat nila sa buong mundo. Sa Pilipinas, yung style natin ng American style, parang dito lang. Bakit ganun?
I think it's because of the period. Most of the things that came about from the Americans in the Philippines came from the 70s and the 80s. So most of those stuff, like you have brands like brands that were imported from the US, right? Levi's was one of them.
Yeah.
For the longest time, if you had made in USA Levi's, it was like
best,
the
no?
best,
Yeah,
right?
during the 80s.
Yeah.
Ano yan? Stateside.
Yeah.
Ang tawag dyan, stateside. Oo.
And for Japan, what happened was, again, like these people started collecting it, and then they put it together in such a way that I guess only the Japanese could start, right? Very period correct, but also distinctly Japanese styled. And because of that, the people that were into it started collecting, and what today is like the rarest vintage back then was just, like I have friends in Japan that collected these things. A Levi's jacket worth today around a couple $1,000 they got for $1.
Yeah, that's true.
So eventually the supply of vintage ran out,
Yeah.
and these hardcore collectors started to create their own vintage.
Yun.
Yeah.
At doon nagsimula yung movement.
Yes.
No?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, let's start from scratch. Basic muna tayo. Eddie, ano yung suot-suot mo ngayon? Pakipaliwanag.
I'm wearing a Langlitz leather jacket.
Langlitz leather jacket. Bakit puti?
It's goat skin, na reverse. I'm trying. It's a experimental. That's why I'm wearing it as often as I can, to see how it age. I'm wearing a Harley Davidson shirt and a samurai jeans na.
Samurai jeans. Ano ba yung samurai jeans?
It started by Nogami-san in the late 90s. One of the best Japanese denim that came out of Japan for me. I have a couple of hundred of pair of these.
Couple of hundred. Mga
Yeah.
200 na samurai.
200.
Oh my
200
gosh.
plus pairs. I've been collecting samurai since 2006.
Nasusot mo ba lahat ng 200 na samurai jeans mo?
No.
Bakit mo binibili?
Just like any like I got into that bag na parang hapon na bag.
Kino-collect
Like,
mo?
I collect.
O yung sapatos mo? Ano naman yung sapatos mo?
Westco boots from the US.
Ikaw naman, Raph, ano naman suot mo?
I'm wearing a Langlitz Japan quarter zip and the black sign jeans and Westco boots. Yeah.
Pagka pinag-uusapan natin itong Amikaji o yung style ng pagdadamit natin, palaging certain brands stand out. Sa denim, nandiyan ang Ironheart, nandiyan ang Samurai. Sa sapatos, palagi na lang Westco. Sa denim, sa leather, nandiyan ang Langlitz.
Yeah.
Why do certain brands stand out compared to all these other brands?
For me, kuya, these brands that we're doing now are some of the, parang they're on the top. The quality, top with how they make it, everything. So we don't parang why start at the bottom? You can start at the top.
Paano mo nasabing top? Top is relative eh. Sabihin ng mga mahilig sa Louis Vuitton ang top. Sabihin ng mga mahilig sa Hermes ang top. Bakit naging top yung Amikaji, mga Japanese goods?
For me, it's from my personal experience. I've used it since I was like 26 years old. So I've seen it age. I've seen it, how it got destroyed, how new, from being new, the process, and then nasira na siya.
So napanood mo paano magpatina.
Yeah.
Nagsimula ang lahat ng to sa maong eh. Di ba? Bakit maong? What's so special about denim? Ano bang history ng Japanese denim compared to denim all over the world? Bakit hindi Zara?
Japanese denim, they were obsessed with, with Levi's.
Nagsimula sa Levi's.
Nagsimula sa Levi's. Especially with a double X.
Ano yung double X?
Double X is from Amos Kig Mills. This was before cone. This was the
Before cone mills.
Before cone mills.
Ang mills po kung saan ginagawa, saan hinuulma
Yes.
yung yung tela.
Yung tela ng fabric. Tapos they were sila na otaku sila.
Na-attack.
They started geeking out.
Geeking out
Yeah.
with it. So these people, like the owner of Samurai and Full Count and the warehouse,
Ito yung mga Osaka 5.
Osaka 5, Studio Arts, and they want to make the best jeans.
Okay.
So actually karamihan sa kanila, kuya, they're collectors. So they have basis for everything.
So yung mga ginawa nila nitong Osaka 5 o yung 5 Japanese brands, kinopya sa mga original na Levi's.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
O bakit sabi nila mga Japanese brands daw, mas maganda pa dun sa original Levi's?
As with any Japanese, they re-engineer it
Engineer.
to their feelings, to what they think. Yung owner mismo na sabi niya, this is what I want it to look like.
Pinagaganda.
Pinagaganda.
Ano ang ibig sabihin ng selvedge?
Yeah, selvedge is basically a word that comes from the term self-edge. So back in the day when you had these old looms, the shuttle looms, am I correct? Yeah, shuttle looms as opposed to today's projectile looms. Shuttle looms, you could...
Shuttle looms, kinakamay.
It's basically a loom that it shuttles the thing that
Yung
weaves
thread. Oh, the thread.
weaves the fabric.
Ang loom, ibig sabihin ito yung parang weaver na makina.
Yeah.
Na ang tela na
Yes.
ginagamit sa maong.
Yeah, and because those looms were small, they could only make a very limited amount of fabric for a day. And the selvage is the self-edge of the fabric. So that's the white, what they call the white ear. That's the end of the actual
Kung
yard
kumbaga meron
fabric.
2 metro ng tela,
Yeah.
yung 2 dulo niyan merong puti,
Yes.
na merong pula.
Yeah.
Ito yung selvage signature.
Yeah.
Oo.
Yeah, and for Levi's, for example, what's otherwise known as the red line, you could change the color.
Yes.
Naman. So sometimes it was red, and then there were times when it was yellow,
white.
and then sometimes just white. So that's characteristic of the mill. But these selvage denim fabric, they believe to be more sturdy, because again, going back to why Levi's or why Japanese denim is better than today's denim, for example, it's because it was made the old way, and the old way was made with a purpose. Originally, jeans were made for miners. Yeah, so Levi Strauss created the blue denim jean as we know it today for workers in San Francisco that were panning for gold and mining for gold.
This was sa mga 19th century.
1849, the 49ers as they call it. That was
1849 up to mga 1901. Mga ganyan.
yeah, and then that kept going, that kept evolving. So it started as like purely workwear. You know, and then
Para sa mga minero at saka para sa mga
miners, eventually farmers and field workers, because it was so sturdy, right? And then eventually after the war, then people started to fall in love with that fabric because again it was so sturdy and it became casual wear. Yeah. And then the 60s rolled in and the 70s, and then fashion, right? Fashion comes in. Yeah.
So selvage, ibig sabihin gawa dun sa mga loom na yan. No?
Yeah.
Kailan naging hindi na selvage ang maong na ginagawa ng Levi's?
Actually, kuya, during the 70s,
To 70s.
late 60s, they started to, kasi naging fashion na siya.
Yeah.
So they have to cater to the world,
The world, a wider market.
a wider market.
So ang pinakahuling factory ng Levi's was Valencia.
Valencia factory, yeah.
Valencia factory sa San Francisco.
Yeah, Valencia.
And then, nagsara yung Valencia factory, tapos kinonsay na nila. All over the world.
Yeah.
Nagkaroon na ng Levi's Philippines,
Yes.
Levi's China. At anong loom naman ang ginagamit ng mga non-selvage? Yung mga commercial, Levi's.
yeah. Industrial looms.
They're called projectile looms.
Projectile, ibig sabihin, pangmaramihan.
Yeah. So,
Nawala na ngayon yung edge, yung selvedge.
yeah, so you have an open edge of the fabric, and then that's why you need is that a flat lock?
Yeah,
Like
a
a flat
lock
lock
stitch.
seam. Yeah.
Lock stitch.
Yeah. So instead of the white thing that's like
With the red thread.
part of the actual fabric. This one is just an open fabric and then locked with a stitch.
Kaya kung mapapansin po ninyo ang laylayan ng mga selvedge, mamahaling denims, tinutupi in a certain way, iniyayabang po yan. Pinapakita na selvedge ito ha. Selvedge ito at ito ay hand loom
Yeah.
ang ginamit dito.
Yeah.
Therefore, more quality at medyo may status symbol yan dahil nakakaalam hindi ba?
Yeah.
Galing. Itong suot ko na maong na to, this is vintage Valencia.
Oh, nice.
Vintage Valencia, 201.
Yeah.
Number 2.
501 yung sikat. Ito yung
Yeah.
for the masses.
Yeah.
Ito yung pangmasa nila noong unang panahon. But I like the cut kasi semi-flare, bagay sa boots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pero yung may-ari nito, noong unang panahon, noong 1960s, nilaban, kaya nag-fade.
Yeah.
Bakit sabi nila ang good selvedge denim, hindi mo dapat lalaban ng 1 taon, Eddie?
For me, for the Philippine setting, baka 4 months, 6 4 months, 6 months lang. Kasi we're very humid. Para mag-set yung hige.
Hige, ano hige?
Hige, Japanese.
Whiskers.
Whiskers. O yung mga tupi.
Here the
Yung mga tupi.
yung mga ito. Para siya yung maging... Kasi iba-ibang tao. Like me, I've worn a lot of pairs. But my hige is always the same. Because it's my...
Because of your body type.
Oh yeah, my body
Oo,
type.
ako din.
My signature.
Isa lang ang fold ko pa. Ako naman, ang hige ko o yung mga fold ko, depende sa... Dahil nakamotor ako palagi, mas matindi siya.
Yes.
Mas nakaipon dito. Nakaset dito,
sa,
nakaipon.
Honeycomb.
Tapos, mas extreme ang contrast.
Correct.
Dahil naiinitan siguro dun sa motor.
Exactly. Nababasa.
Babasa.
Natutuyo.
Ayun.
That's what we want. Just to para mag-fade siya to your your body type.
At saka parang may contrast yung maong mo. Na pag nakita nila, may mga guhit-guhit na puti na tunay dahil sa sinuot mo.
Correct.
Yeah.
Hindi yung, kasi nauso nung 80s yung sinasadya yan.
Yeah.
Ginuguhitan lang yun.
Yeah.
Ina-acid wash pa nga eh.
Right.
Diba?
Yeah.
Interesting. Magkano ang pinakamahal na maong?
Readily available right now, pinakamahal na Japanese denim is kay Momotaro.
Momotaro.
They use natural indigo.
Natural. Ano ba yung indigo na yan?
Indigo galing yan sa plant, specific plant in northern Japan, northwest Japan. Na yun yung ginagamit nila to dye the yarn.
Kumbaga, kung kaya kulay blue ang maong dahil dun sa indigo plant na dye niya.
Yes.
At ang pagkaalam ko dyan, yung mga matatandang nagdaday niyan, habang buhay ng kulay blue ang kamay.
Correct.
Dahil kinakamay nila yan eh.
Yeah.
Pumasok na sa balat nila yung indigo dye. No?
Correct. Correct. Yung cuticles nila parati, eto na. Yung, pag nag-grow yung nails nila, blue na.
Blue na. Yun. Bakit yung mga ibang blue ba na maong hindi indigo ang ginagamit?
Some are synthetic indigo.
Synthetic.
Yes. Actually, yung natural indigo, it only not even samurai uses synthetic. Yung natural is very rare.
Magkano ang isang pair ng Momotaro na gumagamit ng tunay na indigo?
Siguro now retail around 80,000.
80,000 pesos?
80,000.
Naku. Kayang-kaya namang kontraktor yan. Murang-mura. 80,000. Kasi pero pagka natural indigo ang ginamit, sasabihin doon, indigo dyed.
Natural indigo dyed.
Natural indigo dyed. Kasi marami sinasabing indigo dyed pero hindi naman indigo eh, di ba?
Indigo pa rin kuya pero synthetic. Synthetic.
Anong pagkakaiba ng natural indigo at synthetic indigo? Bakit indigo din ang tawag sa synthetic?
Parang indigo is the color. It's the color. So parang chrome tan into a vegetable tan.
I see. I get it. Merong isang pair of Levi's na nakuha sa isang mining pit.
Yeah.
Na inabot na parang $500,000.
Yeah.
Am I good, Brett?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Pakikwento, ano ba yun?
So again, like going back to the roots of Levi's, they were used as mining workwear, right? So during those times, when you were done, pagtapos na kayo sa jeans nyo, some of them would just leave it in the mines. Yung iba ginagawang insulation or even sa bahay, you know, like,
Ginagawang basahan.
they just leave it there. And some people in the States now, they go into these abandoned mines and they search for these blue gold. Blue gold. Because it's literally old jeans that might be in tatters, might be rolled up and still whole, and then eventually they bring it to the Levi's museum or whatnot, and then they get a date on it, and then they sell it. And most of those pairs end up in Japan with the collectors because they really want to catalog the oldest pairs.
So
and
itong
all
mga
that. Yeah.
nahahanap na ganyan at na binabayaran ng $500,000, hindi mo na pwede suotin. Madudurog yan eh.
Yeah. Medyo pang museum na siya
Pang
at that
museum.
point.
Actually, $500,000, kuya, putol na yata isang leg.
Yeah, something like that.
Putol na yung leg.
Oh, wala na. Like,
Hindi ba sa Pilipinas kayang i-fake yan? hindi ba pwedeng i-fake yan? Pasasagasaan mo lang sa kotse na ilang beses siya, magiging ganyan yan eh. How sure are they that they're dated correctly?
Because yung old na Levi's collections, they're housed in the Levi's archive. So Levi's has an archivist, and then
May mga expert.
Yeah.
Actually Levi's does bid on those
Yeah.
antique pairs of denim, and I believe they do try to get it for their archives.
for themselves.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tapos, paano man malaman kung totoo yun?
Paano?
That there are certain ways, like how it was stitched, how the number at the back of the top button.
At saka yung
Yeah.
may code sa likod na rivet.
Yeah, yeah.
Meron
Yeah.
code sa, at kung nasaan man ang rivet, di ba? Minsan kasi mali ang lagay ng rivet eh.
Correct.
Yeah.
And also, the characteristics of the jean, like the 5-pocket jean, didn't start until much later, and before that, we had the cinch back sa jeans in 1937.
Cinch back o yung meron parang
Belt sa likod.
ito suot kong 201, merong cinch back.
And then
Yeah.
before that, meron naman buttons for suspenders. So things like that. They characterize the era of the denim.
Galing.
Yeah.
O, lipat naman tayo sa sapatos naman.
Yeah.
Ano ba yung Westco boots at bakit sikat na sikat yan sa mga Amekaji aficionados? What is Westco?
Westco Shoe Company started in Oregon.
Yeah.
Oregon. Portland.
Scappoose, Oregon. So, started by Mr. Shoemaker. Galing na,
Pangalan niya Shoemaker.
Robert Shoemaker.
Totoong pangalan niya.
Yeah.
Robert Shoemaker.
Westco, okay?
Yeah.
I think he's decent, German descent siya.
Most likely.
Schumacher.
Yeah.
Oh, Schumacher siya.
So, gumagawa lang siya sa bahay niya with his machine. Ang unang gawa ng kamay. And then he was selling to miners who work in the Pacific.
Loggers.
Loggers.
Yeah.
Everyone. Tapos, lumaki siya.
Ito mga 1900 to.
Yeah. 1910s to 19...
Early 1900s. Yeah.
to 30s, ganyan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tapos, dumating yung depression.
Yeah.
Medyo nalugi siya.
They ended up leaving Portland.
Yeah.
And then they bought their factory up in Scappoose, which is in the mountains. And until today, that's where they are.
Yeah.
So
Bakit sila yung top brand para sa mga Amekaji, guys?
Number one is they're very, even though he's European descent, they're very American right now. Meaning, what I like about them is like, hindi siya fully handmade.
Hindi fully handmade.
Hindi siya fully handmade. Not like White's boots.
Whites or Nicks.
Next na Whites kasi they hand last everything. Most of their si Westco they still machine last. Machine last. They do hand last if you request.
Alam niyo, marami nagtatanong sa akin, ano bang sikreto ko for my fitness at my age? I'm almost 59 years old. Of course, given ang regular exercise, given na rin ang healthy diet, but not everyone knows that I swear by Sante Barley, and I've been taking Sante Barley for so many years now. Sante Barley is a certified organic and barley grass from New Zealand. At certified ito ng BioGrow. It's good for digestion and strengthens your immunity dahil puno ito ng nutrients at antioxidants. That's why I live for more with Sante Barley. Ano ba yung last? Paliwanag yan.
Yan yung
ano yung
shape
hand
ng-
last at yung machine last? Ano ang last?
Ang last yung shape na wooden, now kasi plastic na. Before it was wooden shape nung sapatos.
Ito yung korte ng paa. Kumbaga, nung unang panahon kasi, kung magpapagawa ka ng boots, magpapagawa ka muna ng hulma
Correct.
ng paa mo. Yan ang last.
Yes.
At dun sa hulma ng paa mo, dun ilalagay ang balat.
Correct.
Dun sa mold na yon. That's
Yeah.
called the last.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the last.
Okay.
Tapos, ang Westco, they used to do hand last talaga. Early on. But now, ano na siya, machine last, meaning they put steam and pressure to last it on the
Mas maganda ba yung machine last kasi sa hand last?
not necessarily, but for them to cater to the market, it's very good kasi mas mabilis nila magawa
Okay.
yung shoes. Ang hand lasting, they can do it.
Okay.
For if you have like a special request, meaning kunwari weird yung shape ng paa, and then you want it a certain way, made a certain way, they can still do it.
Sabi mo mabilis i-last yung machine last. Eh bakit 2 taon ang waiting time ng Westco? Ito po, walang biro po ito. Pag order ka ng Westco, magpapasukat ka ngayon. Tapos darating yung botas mo 2 taon. By the time dumating yung botas mo, ayaw mo na rin sa botas eh. So why does it take so long?
They don't expand. The amount of workers there are sila pa rin, kuya. Like you see them. You'll see them.
Mga third generation Schumachers.
But the workers mahirap the new generation ayaw na nila to do that eh. It's a very blue collar job.
Yeah.
They want more mas magandang jobs na, di ba, yung mga bata. So that's one of the reasons na walang nag-a-apply for to ano. Before when I started, kuya, 2 months. Natagal na 'yon. 2008, 3 months to order a pair of boots from Westco.
O dito naman tayo sa jacket. Itong suot ko po, this is a vintage Langlitz jacket. Ang tawag po dito, Langlitz Columbia. And I wear this every day, actually. Mainly because I use it for motorcycling. Pag nagbomotor ako, ito yung ginagamit ko. And this is actually a motorcycling jacket.
Yeah.
Pero kung tiis ganda po kami dito sa Amikaji eh. Kahit sa Pilipinas, naka-leather po kami dito because we're motorcyclists. But also because it's in line with the DNA of Amekaji.
Yeah.
Diba? What is Langlitz Leathers? Ano naman yan?
Yeah, so
Rafa?
Langlitz Leathers is also from Oregon, from Portland as well. It was started by Ross Langlitz, an avid motorcyclist and mechanic in 1947. Yeah, so what's special about Langlitz is everything is custom made to your measurement. So it's kind of like getting a suit, but in leather, right? So it's made to your measurement, made for your riding style even.
And what year was this?
The one that you're wearing is the one that
Langlitz. When
Langlitz started in 1947, but Ross Langlitz has been making jackets as early as 1945.
Okay.
Yeah, and until today, they're still in Portland. They're still based there. They have a factory of around 8 seamstresses, and still run by the Langlitz family. Yeah, so when people get their Langlitz jackets made, they're measured for their full body type and everything, and you get the jacket. Right now, it's a year out in production. But again, that production time is because everything is handmade. The leather is hand cut, and it's sewn by hand. Well, through a machine, but done by hand. And then, people swear by their Langlitz jackets. They use them to ride, especially in the States. The riding culture in the States is very different. They ride long distances, and many people have stories of their jackets saving their lives or making it long enough to be passed on to
the next
generation. Yeah.
Napansin ko itong Amekaji culture. Laging ang mga suot natin laging may storya at laging may history. Bakit ganun?
I think it's because again, these brands have been around for so long. You asked Kuya Kim bakit yung mga brands na to yung considered the best. Yeah. And at this point, it's because they're the very few brands that are still doing things the same way from when they started.
Yeah.
Diba? And I think just naturally, if you do one thing for a very, very long time, then you have a history of the brand.
Of course.
And that's tied into the history of everything also. Like the outfit of blue jeans, white t-shirt, boots, and a leather jacket. It can go back to, we can talk about so many things, be it, Hollywood and everything. Oh, hindi nalalaos.
Yes, exactly.
Actually, modern fashion, especially for menswear, is so rooted in old American clothing, like military jackets, becoming a bomber jacket, becoming streetwear, and all that. Yeah.
Speaking of military jackets, no? ang Amikaji din is tied up with a lot of military history as we were talking about a while ago. Pero merong iba't ibang klase ng Amikaji, hindi ba? Merong military Amikaji, merong Ivy League Amikaji. Eddie, can you tell us the different kinds of Amikaji clothing? Yeah.
There's number one, the street.
Street Amikaji.
Street
Ano yung street Amikaji? Ito.
Wearing vintage Levi's na loose.
Loose, okay.
Tapos hip-hop, low waist,
Okay.
big t-shirt, big American, with big American brand, may tatak na ano.
Medyo may pagka-hip-hop yan.
Yeah.
Pero the Japanese style.
The Japanese style.
Pero ang suot mo, puro mga totoo.
Totoo, yeah.
Totoo, oh.
Parang
Hindi yung mga
Sinigo.
commercial. Sorry?
Sinigo.
Sinigo.
Bathing ape.
Baiting ape.
Bathing ape. Okay.
Baiting
okay.
ape, human-made. Yan yung street na...
Street Amikaji. Pambata. Pambata.
Yes, yeah. And then there's the military.
Military Amikaji. Ano naman yan?
Yung military, Steve McQueen.
How do you put together an Amikaji outfit?
For
Na
me,
military.
A2 jacket.
Ano yung A2 jacket? Bomber jacket.
Yeah, from the 1940s na inissued sa US Army na Air Force. Tapos, ano siya, yung mga nagpa-fly ng Mustang.
Okay.
Ng World War II. And
Ito yung ano, parang may pagka Tom Cruise na konti.
Yeah.
Pero ano siya, green, olive green siya. Tapos meron parang mga garter dito, di ba?
Those are the MA1 jackets naman.
Those are from the Korean War.
Yeah, the
The look is
1950s.
more or less like that.
Yeah,
Ang
yeah.
A2, kuya, if you remember si Steve McQueen sa The Great Escape.
Okay.
Yung suot niya doon. Yung famous na russet brown niya na ano. And then, at Officer's Chino,
Officer's chino, meaning brown siya or khaki.
ang khaki na pants.
Na medyo semi-formal yan. Kasi
Yes.
officer's chino. Okay.
Exactly. And then, the Boondockers na
Boondockers. So yung parang simple lang yan na boots eh. Na low cut. Low cut.
or the officer's shoe.
Yeah.
Yan yung typical na
Military Amikaji.
military.
So yeah, basically military issued garments that made it out of the base.
The base.
Yeah.
That they put together creatively.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next kind of Amikaji.
There's the Hawaii.
Yeah, that's another thing.
That's
like,
another thing.
Hawaiian Amikaji. Ano naman yan?
Yeah, so the Aloha shirt, for example.
Abay, tatay ko pala Amikaji.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
exactly. The original.
Super.
The
Minsan
original.
naka-Amerikana yan. Ang tatay ko pagka formal event, naka-Amerikana yan, pero naka-Hawaiian polo pa rin sa loob.
Yeah.
That's-
Actually in Hawaii.
Minsan naka-tuck-in. High waist. Ganun.
Correct.
Oh, in
That's
Hawaii,
super correct.
formal is an aloha shirt is considered formal. So yeah, and that's Amekaji also because the aloha shirt also is a product of the American forces being stationed in Hawaii, and eventually these Japanese shirt makers, they had nice kimono fabrics made of silk and rayon. Gumawa sila ng shirt using traditional Japanese patterns and all that. So eventually it became island wear.
And we have to understand also the biggest minority in Hawaii are Japanese.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
And love ng, even before the war kasi, marami talagang Hapon sa Hawaii.
Yeah.
Correct.
Love ng mga Hapon yan eh. Next kind of Amikaji.
Traditional, like yung mga Ivy League.
Ivy League.
Trad.
Ano naman yung Ivy League
Trad
Amikaji?
and Ivy League, mga near yan eh. So mga naka-sport coat, mga taga-Harvard.
Blazer. Tapos merong may scarf, no? Naka-scarf ka, naka-buhol.
Tapos Oxford button down.
Yan.
Chinos.
Ano sapatos niyan?
Sometimes they were Converse.
Converse.
Yeah.
Kasi
Converse.
college pa lang sila eh.
College.
Hindi pa nagpo-formal shoes.
Or penny loafers.
Penny loafers, boat shoes.
Ayun, parang
Tapos,
preppy. Oo.
Preppy. Tapos
Next Amikaji.
the rain boots.
Then
Ito
you have-
suot natin, ang tawag dito.
Then you have the motorcycle
Yeah,
culture,
culture,
which is mostly derived from the style of like the greaser, as people would call them, like Marlon
That's my
Brando
style,
in The Wild One. Yeah.
Yes.
So a white shirt, blue jeans, and a black leather jacket, and engineer boots usually.
Westco.
Yeah.
Ano pa? Am I missing out on anything else?
There's a lot pa, kuya eh. There's this pop culture
Pop culture.
na Amekaji.
Ano yan? Parang K-pop, gano'n?
No, parang they wear yung mga Campbell. Yung gawa ni Warhol.
Yeah.
Andy Warhol. Okay.
That's also a
Amekaji
subculture
din
of Amekaji.
Galing ha? Is it possible, is it legitimate to mix all these styles together? All these Amikaji styles? Kunyari, I'll wear pang ibabaw ko Ivy League, tapos military yung pantalon ko, tapos yung sapatos ko, streetwear. Is that possible? Or is it looked down upon in Japan?
No, it's actually a new movement for the past couple of years. They've been doing that. They've been doing that.
That is style.
That
One
is,
could argue.
that is doon makikita yung tao kung may eye siya, how to put things together. Yeah.
How is the Amikaji movement moving in the Philippines?
Wow.
I would say in the more recent years, especially because of Instagram, Kuya Kim, people have been more into it. Originally, I remember back when I was in college, if I was like the only one in like all denim, and it was very hot. I wouldn't. It was very hot, but people started learning about these things, and they started going out to the thrift stores and finding pieces that they liked and started putting it together. And then again, it's a rabbit hole of history and knowledge. So once you get into that, there's so much to learn and so much to wear. Yeah.
Marami sa ating mga Filipino are still into the luxury clothing market.
Yeah.
Bakit hindi Louis Vuitton? Mas sikat yan eh. You can be brave, it's okay.
For us, I think for me personally, I'm sure for my brothers, it's the history eh.
Oh, wala bang history ng Louis Vuitton?
Meron, pero hindi siya Amikaji ko.
Parang galit ka. Maybe because what you don't want to say is they compromised. Because the way that Louis Vuitton is traditional, ang tradition yun siguro mga 18th century pa yan eh. But they compromised in the way they make things. Because the market is so big, made in China na, dating hand sewn, machine sewn na, walang tradition. Amikaji kasi has something to do with tradition and history.
Yeah. And I think it also became when the logo started speaking for the product more than the quality started speaking for it.
The logo started speaking for the product. Elaborate.
Many people, you'd see them in an outfit that, a few more letters, they could complete the alphabet. But most of these things, like, for example, some sneakers that you could buy from a major fashion house, pay around $700 for in a couple of years. It looks like it's stitched, and then turns out the sole was glued. Whereas you could be buying, say, a pair of very, very nice boots for the same amount, and good luck wearing it down to the point of it splitting, right? So I think there's nothing bad about wanting signature brands or wanting to dress a certain way, but I think people have been more conscious when it comes to consumerism. So the quality of the product is what they're now focused on. And beyond that, I think it's just a big, big bonus that the thing that you're wearing tells a story, and eventually you wear it long enough to tell yours.
You can write a book, ha? Si Rafa, ang galing
I agree.
Oo nga eh. You have a way with words, ang galing eh. Pwede na magsulat ng sa Amikaji eh. Eddie, kunyari, a lot of kids kasi nowadays, nakatambay tayo dun sa Mono dati. And then dun sa Mono, dun sa Sourdough Cafe, pagka Sunday kasi nandun kami with our motorcycles, we're dressed Amikaji, we're dressed like this eh. And then I would see these kids, they would come dressed in their Amikaji style, taking their pictures and having, their stories made and all that. For these kids who want to get into what we are into, how do they start?
For me, they should go into social media.
Social media.
There's
baka kung sino-sino masundan nila ron. Sino ang dapat nilang i-search?
Marami, kuya. They should look into the brands first.
The brands first.
Brands first.
At yung mga model ng brand, correct
Yes.
yun eh.
Yes. Correct.
Mahal ba?
No, you pwede ka mag-umpisa
Ng mura.
thrifting.
Actually, let me just tinanong ko lang yan because it can be expensive eh. It can be very expensive but it can be very cheap as well.
Exactly.
Yes.
Dapat lang may skill sa paghahanap.
Yeah.
Correct.
May skill sa paghahanap. For instance, ito pong suot na maong ko ngayon, this is a Valencia 201. Kung bibili mo sa Amerika to, sa mga curated na, nakasabit na ron, mahina mga 30-40 mil dito. Hindi po rin bibiro. 30-40 mil dahil Valencia po ito.
Yes.
Pero nakuha nung isang tao ko sa ukay-ukay, nabili ko ng 3.5.
Right.
Pero kita na rin siya. Kasi 300 lang kuha niya rito eh. Tapos pagdambulan niya may mata.
Yes.
Kasi
Correct.
nakita niya eh.
Yes.
Diba?
Important din kasi kuya mag-research.
Research is important.
There's Google, you can makita mo doon kung ano siya.
Ano tong Signet Store, Eddie?
Oh, it's a store na passion project namin with Kelly, Tom, and Jason.
Okay.
So we started really 2013, 2014.
Okay.
Then gumawa na kami ng small store sa Legazpi just to para lang when we buy the stuff may discount kami.
Oh, nagsimula yan sa inyo dahil iyan talagang suot nyo eh. Kumbaga ikaw, street Amekaji, tapos si Kelly naman naka-suit yan eh. Ivy League ang hilig niyan. So iba-iba kayo ng hilig.
Iba-iba.
So it started out na talagang, lang, para may tambayan yung mga binibili nyo. At para may paliwanag yun sa mga misis nyo.
Tapos hindi namin alam na magte-take off siya. Well, hindi pa naman super nagte-take off, pero it's better from 10 years ago. So we're very happy with where it is
So
right now.
what can one find dun sa Signet Store?
They can buy anything under the sun.
Anything Amekaji.
Amekaji.
So
Under the sun.
all classifications of Amekaji pwedeng makita.
Pwede,
Pwedeng Ivy League, pwedeng military, pwedeng street Amekaji, nandun
Correct.
lahat.
Nandoon. Ang goal namin is to give as much as we can from the world to the Philippine market with the right price. If you look at our prices, they're very, very similar
Yeah.
as in with buying abroad.
Actually, extreme naman dun sa Signet eh. Makakahanap ka rin ng sobrang mahal. Makakita ka naman ng competitive. Very competitive. Tama. Yeah. Meron kang isang hobby din eh, Rafa.
Yeah.
Sunny Boy Vintage.
Yeah.
Ano naman yun?
Sunny Boy Vintage naman is it started off as a collection, just a collection of the things that I liked. And then eventually I noticed that people were interested in vintage as well. So I'm not one to keep many things. So I started selling what I had. And then eventually when I would sell things, I would again go deeper into the history of things and try to find an even older one or an even rarer item, like for example Navajo jewelry, which is like handmade silver jewelry. And that's gone into like leather jackets, denim, aloha shirts, and everything, again, as well as Signet, everything under the Amekaji sun. And then eventually I started seeing these brands abroad that would still, again, make these things today the way that they were made back then. And I think because of my passion, I wanted to bring it in. And because of Signet's good graces, like I was able to share it also with this market.
Kung papasok ka sa Signet, merong isang section dyan na Sunny Boy Vintage.
Yeah.
Eh. Dun sa kanto,
Yeah.
dun yung mga luma.
Yeah,
Mga
yeah.
luma. Galing.
Yeah.
Okay. Word of advice for those who want to get as passionate as you in Amekaji.
For me, go into it.
Okay.
Be interested. Open your mind. When I started, kami kuya eh, forums.
Ikaw daw yung astig sa forum na yun.
Super Future. It's still active now. Kung sino may gusto
Anong forum yan?
Super Future.
Super Future.
And then go to Super Denim and everything is there.
Anong platform yan? Online?
Online.
Just, Google it. Yeah.
Just Google it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then be curious.
Okay.
Be curious. Important yun. And
Be
then everything
curious.
there.
Okay.
Tas
Do you
may-
have to be wealthy to satisfy the curiosity?
No. You don't have to. You don't have to be.
Rafa, advice.
Yeah, as with being curious, don't be afraid to ask. Everybody, trust me, no matter how much leather a person is wearing, they are gonna be so happy if you ask them about like what they're wearing, and
Of course.
we all want to share that.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to be the person in the room that doesn't know the most about something. We've all been there.
Be humble.
Yeah, be humble, and just follow what you like. And personally, my best piece of advice would be don't care what people think about style, because that is what style is. It's distinctly you. And all these structures of Amekaji, all the types of Amekaji, that's just the start of it, and you can do whatever you want with it. And ultimately just have fun with it. Just have fun, and eventually you'll find the things that suit you and your lifestyle, and then you'll know it when you feel it.
Yes,
I think so.
exactly.
Yeah.
Panalo.
Yeah.
Parang you can start with this and end up with this.
Yeah.
And then subconsciously, hindi mo alam yun.
Yeah. Actually, that's how I started.
Yeah.
All these years, I've always been a vintage guy since the 90s vintage ako. But I didn't know where to start eh. My vintage was curated vintage by myself.
Yeah.
Thinking of vintage looking stuff, pero mga bago yan eh. At certain brands that I was using, certain boots that I was using for decades already.
Yes.
Pero nung nakilala ko kayo, naging tama na yung direction ko. Dun sa historical.
Yeah.
Kasi I'm so proud of the fact that when I'm wearing something, if you ask me anything about what I'm wearing, I'll tell you the story and the history of the ingot bracelet, the ingot cuff, the Langlitz sa
Yeah.
Columbia, the Valencia jeans. May storya. Because
Yeah.
that's how I am eh. So, ganun din dapat gawin nila. Yeah.
Totoo.
Oh, guys, maraming salamat.
Thank you, Kuya
Kuya.
Kim.
Thank you so
Kuya.
much.
This was fun.
I will not miss you because I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah,
Of
I'll see you
course.
tomorrow.
Barkada ko po ito. Palagi kong kasama itong mga to. Eh. Para po kaming every Sunday, we meet in a place, in a cafe called Francesco's. At para kaming parang cosplay. Pati pantalon ko leather doon eh. Cosplay. Because it's so nice to wear it and be proud of it. No? Adult cosplay.
Sunday's best.
Sunday's best. But every day, Kuya Kim is in Amikaji because I'm a biker and what I use are utilitarian clothes. But I like utilitarian clothes with history and with style. Yan. Thank you. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Kuya
Thank
Kim.
you, Kuya.
Thank you, Rafa. Maraming salamat. Thank you very much for joining us. Isang episode na naman ng Ano Ba Talaga with Kuya Kim. Kung nagustuhan niyo po itong podcast na to, merong 5 stars sa ibabaw, pindutin niyo po yung pang-5 star. And if you've been following us for a long time, maraming salamat. Thank you very much for making us rate and we're always top of the charts. But if you haven't followed us yet, but the algorithm puts us in your page, then please follow us. We'd appreciate a follow. Maraming salamat. Have a great day and God bless you.
The Pod Network Entertainment. The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.